With the holidays right around the corner, you may be trying to find an idea for your 3D printing hobbyist, or what sites do I even go look for 3D printers or 3D printing stuff? Well, today that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a few sites that might help you land on the printer you're looking for. See you guys inside. Hello and welcome to today's video. As I said, we're going to look at places to find 3D printers and 3D printing stuff. So the holidays are here. This video doesn't even have to be about the holidays because we're not talking about Black Friday deals or anything like that. I'm just going to show you some of the top sites that I go to find 3D printing equipment and the items that go with it. So resin, filament, different things like that. So I'm going to talk about my top sites to kind of help you maybe go look at those sites. Maybe you'll find a better deal than what you've been looking at. Who knows? So that's the goal of today's video. Is we're going to hop over to the computer and we're going to look at 5 or 6 sites. We're also going to talk about a few other plugins that may help you out in finding that best deal for 3D printing stuff. Now, kind of one of those things, the holidays, all that kind of stuff, deals are going to be all over the place. Cyber Monday, all that kind of stuff. So kind of keep that in mind. I know we're releasing this basically Black Friday 2022. So, but again, I'm not going to show you those deals. I'm just going to show you the sites and why I visit these sites. So if you like the content you see today, before you head out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, definitely leave us a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the content or found it useful at all, or found a new site or anything like that, definitely let us know. And also leave a comment down below if there's a site that you use that find really cool, great deals on this kind of stuff. So it'd be really appreciated. So what we'll do, we're gonna hop over, get the computer screen up here, talk about all this cool stuff, and then I'll see you guys there, and then we'll wrap back up. So let's head to the computer. All right, guys. So we're at the computer, and basically, like I said, I'm gonna go through a list of about 6 or 7 sites that I use to find 3D printing goods. Now, the first site you can see is frozen.com. This is where I go for a lot of my frozen gear, resin, repair parts, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes they offer really good deals. At the time I'm recording this, I mean, they've got some things with free shipping. So it's definitely a great site to look for good equipment deals and stuff like that, to find those really nice printers. Because the Megasonic AK, I love that machine, and $200 shipping is pretty darn cheap. Now, of course, by the time this video is coming out, some of the stuff is probably going to change. But definitely kind of keep Frozen in mind because, well, basically, like even their printer page, if you're looking for their printer lines, a lot of good information here, a lot of good look at the printers, and a lot of ways to just find what you're looking for. So definitely keep that in mind. I love working with Frozen. Their equipment is great. I'm loving their resin. So keep an eye out for that with more videos to come in regard to their resin types, because they've got a new speed resin. I'm loving their 4K and their 8K resins because honestly, it just works. I don't have to fight with it. I don't have to look at settings very often. It just prints, and I love that about it. So that's site number 1. So site number 2, of course, is Anycubic's website. If you're thinking Anycubic FDM resin, it's a great website to look at. A lot of good information presented, a lot of stuff, and good prices can be found on this site as well. So definitely, if you're thinking an Anycubic printer, like I'm trying to be fair and just kind of give everybody a shot here, but I do run Anycubic machines in the shop, and you know, this is where I usually start when I'm looking for something. Next, Earny. Great printers. I love the Saturn S to death. It's a great machine. The Mercury Wash and Cure station is in the shop. I love it. It works great. They're coming out with new stuff all the time, so definitely kind of keep an eye out for them. And definitely check out the site for deals and stuff like that. You can see that Honey is telling me money, 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 and yeah. So kind of interesting stuff. Next is the company that started us into all of our wonderful trouble, Creality, Creality.com. Really good site to go check out. Definitely take a look at what's out here. All kinds of different printers, stuff that's going through Kickstarter, Thanksgiving deals, and different things like that. So mailing list information, definitely They have a really good app as well. And they got their Black Friday deal area, so you can look at what's going on. A lot of these printers I have, the Ender 3S1 Pro, the Ender 2 Pro I have in the shop. Oh, it's on here, it's on sale. My CR Scan 01 is on here. Looks like they got a couple of the CR10s. The Halet 1 was a really good printer I enjoyed working with. So definitely check them out. Now, these next couple sites you may not know all that well. So one is microcenter.com. So all that inland PLA and those FDM prints that you see me doing, this is where my filament comes from. It's this site right here. Really great prices. A lot of times my PLA plus for a spool is $18.99. I think the price has gone up a little bit. Kind of depends on what color and stuff that you're looking for. But it's a really great site to go find 3D printing equipment and needs. They are pretty much a Creality dealer, but Inland PLA is their brand. So it's definitely worth going and checking out and looking at the maker products. Also, if you're looking for a new laptop and stuff, this is a great site. This is like an IT guy Techtopia. So definitely go check them out. They have a few stores around the country. So definitely check in your area. Like closest store for me is in Atlanta. So definitely check them out and see if there is a store that will fit you. All right, so the next company after that is MakerMark, or Micromark, sorry. I love this place, especially for my hand tools. I love finding stuff in here, and basically their 3D printing selection is not too squeamish at all. So they are a retailer for 3D printers, and there it is. They handle Anycubic, Creality, FlashForge, a lot of brands on here, and parts and that kind of stuff. So definitely worth checking them out, see what kind of sales they've got going on. Then another site that I use is Banggood.com. So one thing about Banggood, make sure look and see where your product is shipping from. So, because sometimes a lot of this stuff will ship from China, so it will take a while to get here. So keep that in mind. If you're shopping for Christmas, make sure you got a U.S. warehouse, or you may need to pay extra money to get it shipped here quickly. So keep that in mind as you're going through these and kind of looking through. But I have found a lot of good deals on here, and when it comes to finding parts for my printer, this is one of the sites that I frequent. All right, the next website is AliExpress. Surprising this one would hit the list, huh? No. As far as 3D printing parts and repairs, this site is great, especially for innovative stuff with 3D printing. So basically, when it comes to 3D printing, they have a lot of stuff. But again, here's the caveat that a lot of this stuff ships from China. So they've got a lot of the top brands and different things like that on here to definitely check out. I buy a lot of my parts here, especially lately from my Creality printers. The kind of oddball parts have come from this website. My motherboards, a replacement bed that I needed to get because the wiring shorted out in another one, different things like that. So I use AliExpress to kind of cover a lot of that and get things that aren't always the typical, but also check out their deals sometimes here too, because they can have some pretty cool deals. Then the final site that I'm going to talk about is the one that we all know, Amazon.com. Now if you go in here, especially, I'm going to circle back to Frozen. Frozen sells on Amazon. Now, the Mega Sonic 8K is not available on this site. It's not here. But their resins, their Mighty 8K, the Mini 8K, they're all available here. You don't pay a horrible shipping charge. And a lot of these machines have other discounts on top. Like I saw the Mighty 8K on here for like $5.99, and it still had a 10% off. I think it was like $540, which for that machine is ridiculously cheap because that's normally a $1,000 machine. So definitely keep an eye on Amazon for especially these Frozen machines. I love the Frozen resin printers. The Mega 8Ks have just, they're easy. As long as you got your slicing stuff in your software in Shintobox or Lynchy right, which I pay for Pro, and basically the profiles were just almost completely spot on. The only thing that, keep in mind is if you're buying an 8K and you buy 4K resin, it may not be as sharp. We're going to test that kind of stuff coming up later on the channel because they've sent me both products now.
And I really like working with frozen resin. I think it comes out beautiful. But frozen's not the only one on here. Creality is on here. Let's look up an Ender 3. And that wonderful Beagle Cam from last week is on here too, by the way. But Creality, Anycubic, Innomaker, they're all on here. Focus with the Odin 5 that I like a lot. It's all here available in a one-stop shop. Sometimes make sure you're looking for the prices, and one of the tools that I'm going to tell you about is popped up in that upper corner, Earny. Earny can be awesome to help you find a good deal on what you're looking for. So definitely kind of make sure you watch Earny, and I also use Honey. I use the free versions, and it's going to tell me if the price drops and send me an email. That is really helpful, especially when I'm shopping for machines, or when I have my 8K resin that's $34.99. If it goes on sale for 29 bucks, it tells me, and I know I'm making a good deal and going out and getting my resin. So keep that in mind, especially if you're in the United States and you love the frozen resin. Get over to Amazon, because it's just a good deal over here. So hopefully you guys have found this list helpful. Happy shopping. Make sure you're taking a look at what you're doing this year and that you're making a good purchase, and definitely check on where your purchase is coming from. Because if you're trying to buy right before Christmas and one of these sites, it's coming from China, you're not going to have a Christmas present except for give them the invoice in a box and tell them it's on its way. So again, let's hop over, let's close this video out, and thanks guys.
So guys, that's my list. Hopefully you found it as a useful resource to go hunting for 3D printing, whether it is SLA, resin printing, or if it's FDM, or trying to find a good deal of what you want for your 3D printer to be, especially if it's your first, or if you're looking for additional. These are the sites that I tend to track and follow, and some of the tools that I use to follow those prices. So if you found them informative, definitely give me that like button. If you're new here and enjoyed the content, hit that subscribe button. And always, for those that are subscribed already, thank you. It is appreciated as we start to close in on that 6,000 subscriber mark. Really is appreciated, guys. And also, if you have any questions, definitely leave them down in the comments down below. And we will see you guys next week in another video. Thanks.